All right, looks like we are live on Facebook and YouTube. Shout out, what's up, everybody?
Hello.
We're just going to take a quick second to get the video shared out in a few different places on our timelines. So bear with us if anybody is tuning in tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome. My name is Brittany Thomas, and of course the lovely
Sharia Moore.
Yeah, Sharia Moore, and we are collaborators, partners in a project known as Lost in the City with Creatives on Campus. And so we are here tonight to talk about that project, to share the impact of that project, to highlight some of the stories associated with that project and the work that we've been doing, and so much more. So if you are tuning in, be sure to help us by resharing this to your page, and if you have questions throughout, be sure to drop them in the chat. We would love to answer any questions and just engage you. So I just shared it to my timeline. Cherie, let me make sure I get you tagged.
All right. There we go.
And am I showing up clear on your screen? Is it delayed at all?
Yeah, it's a little delayed.
Okay.
Oh, I can see it.
You can see it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What's up, everyone tuning in? Again, thank you for tuning in. My name is Brittany Thomas. I'm here with the beautiful Cherie.
Hello.
Yes. And we are here tonight to share about a project that we have been diligently working on, Lost in the City with Creatives on Campus. It is a project that we are excited about. And again, this is going to provide information that you need to learn more about what it is, the impact that it's creating, who it's for, and how you also can be a part, as well as just some of our stories and whatever else comes out of this conversation. So, Cherie, what's up? How you feeling tonight?
I'm doing pretty good. You know, it's a lovely evening. It's been a great week. It's Friday, so I'm excited. I'm excited to have this conversation and also, better explain what's happening. And, I know myself and you, Brittany, we're both passionate about this. So I'm super excited to share this passion with everyone.
For sure. So let's just jump right into it. I don't see the need to prolong it. Let's hop right in and just introduce. I don't know if you want to lead, but we'll just throw the first slide up.
Okay, I'll start it off. So this is the Culture Exchange with Lost in the City with Creatives on Campus. This is a co-sponsored emergency housing assistant program for post-secondary learners, leaders, and creatives, which is super important. Definitely a need in the community. So this is what we'll explain better.
For sure. And to keep it moving and give you a better context of the mission of this project, the mission is really just to galvanize awareness and resource around the housing and lifestyle insecurities that are faced every single day, but an overwhelming majority by adult learners, leaders, and creatives of color. So we are bringing you into a narrative that you may not be familiar with, which is, again, this housing and lifestyle insecurity that our community is facing every day in many ways, and COVID-19 has really just amplified that.
Exactly. So now about the project. So Lost in the City with Creators on Campus is a cooperative living, leading, and learning project that addresses the housing insecurity crisis, impacting more than 50% of adult learners nationwide, which is super, super huge. And this information comes from the Association of American Colleges and Universities.
For sure. And so, as we already said, this is a co-sponsored project in partnership with the Better Get Back Foundation Incorporated, which is a nonprofit 501c3 organization, as well as with Ari Amor LLC. And every day we are growing our partners, our collaborators, this program, this project. There are ambassadors, campus ambassadors, donors, and sponsors like yourself who are getting behind the project, seeing the value of it, and helping us to be able to position work-study eligible learners and other qualifying brand leaders and creatives with the essential resources that they need. And so those resources include short-term stays. It includes providing them with culturally engaging learning and leading experiences. And we are growing this initiative to be able to offer scholarships and so much more.
Now for the project objectives. So this co-learn and co-lead and co-live project exists to curate equity-centered spaces representative of Black people and people of color. Give space for dynamic applied leading and learning experiences. Match learners with partnering hosts who share in the project's mission. Empower work-study eligible learners with aligning professional experiences in support of the strategic development of the project.
And finally, just to give you some more information about who we are and what our contributions are to this project, as well as we're going to share some about our own individual stories to give just a better understanding of, again, why this matters to us personally and why we've taken it up as an initiative. And so, again, my name is Brittany Thomas. I, for this project, am the Director of Education and Creative Programs. Again, my affiliation with this project from an entity standpoint is working directly with the Better Give Back Foundation Incorporated, and more specifically with the Creatives on Campus program to take up this project as one of our initiatives for 2021 and hopefully for years to come.
Of course. And my name is Cherie Taylor. I am the Director of Lifestyle and Experiences for Lost in the City with Creatives on Campus project. So I'm super excited about that. And I'm super excited to definitely, go through this a little bit more on what we have going on.
So we're going to just hop in and share, of course, the impact. We've talked a lot about the impact. We've talked about, why this is important in the sense of over 50% of Black learners right now, right? And even before COVID-19 being impacted by housing as an insecurity. And so coming from a higher education background, I can tell you firsthand that this is not a gimmick. It's not a joke. It's not a game. There are brilliant minds of young people who are showing up with the intention and the hope to learn. But for many factors, external factors beyond themselves, they're not always able to do that with ease. And so housing, which is a basic necessity that we all need, is a major challenge. And with COVID-19, we have been having discussions with different higher education institutions and kind of getting a sense of what are the issues that students are bringing to the table, and housing is at the top of that list. College campuses are not able to house students at the same number that they previously were. All learners are not in a position within their own homes to be able to have the luxury or the privilege of staying at home. For some families, when you're 18, it's time to go, right? And so it's important that we just bring awareness to what's going on in our community, and beyond just college students, right? We are also talking about creatives. We are also talking about entrepreneurs and individuals who are challenged by a lack of space in the development of their businesses and even in their own personal quality wellness development. So
yeah, and just to piggyback off of that, like what Brittany was saying, emergency housing looks different in so many different ways. Short-term housing looks different in many different ways. And with this project, like Brittany mentioned, creatives, entrepreneurs, and other artists, they'll be able to have space to be able to, get away from a wellness standpoint. With so much that's going on, it's very, very hard to just really live life, to create, to, do anything for yourself when you're just surrounded by so much. And you may even live in a space where you're not able to, create and do the things that you need to do, which is a problem. It's a huge problem.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm just loading up some of the pictures because even already in 2021, we've been able to host 11 different learners, leaders, creatives in some of our partnering spaces. And so we want to be able to show you, not just talk about the impact, but show you firsthand the impact that we've been able to have. And then Cherie, I know we want to talk to a little bit about our story. So maybe just starting with you, like Lost in the City, that is a space that you curated and launched initially in the city of Philadelphia. Like maybe you could talk a little bit about that and just what even inspired you to want to do that.
Yeah, for sure. So when I started Lost in the City, it initially started as an Airbnb. And I wanted the Airbnb to be a space specifically for people of color. What I have noticed is that when we travel or when we go to different hotels, Airbnbs and stuff like that, we're kind of pushed out of that environment or that space. There isn't too many spaces that are directly centered for us or directly catered to our needs and, our inspirations. So I wanted a space to cater to that. Once I started the Airbnb, and I had people come through and stay, also with COVID happening, I ended up transitioning to also putting the space on a platform called Peerspace, where people could actually rent out the apartment that I had to create their video shoots, photo shoots, and different things like that. And kind of, from the feedback from the clients and the customers who were staying there, one of the main things that, kind of stood out most of the time is that people felt as if they had a space that was away from the city. We're in the middle of a city, North Philadelphia, during a pandemic. It's a lot going on. But when they came into the space, they felt like they were away. They felt like they got lost, and they felt able to create more. They were able to be at more peace. So from that, I didn't even really know that the space was going to be impactful like that. But from that experience, now it catapulted to even doing this project with Brittany. You know what I mean? Because through that also, I've noticed and even housed people who had emergency housing situations where they needed a place to stay because of whatever was happening in their life.
I think that's powerful. And like the whole, like you were talking about, the concept of being lost in the city, and like again, we all just need sometimes that space to reset. And space, right? Like we talked about this a lot. We had a Rutgers Camden University student come and stay at one of the spaces, and she talked a lot about space, right? And just how significant it is, especially when you live in an inner city where there's always so much noise and so much just hustle and bustle and movement, and to like come into a space that had been like curated and designed with this intention and with the aesthetic that like just brought about a sense of peace and a sense of like calm and just the little details in the space that you don't even realize are significant until you experience it. She talked about the significance of that. So I think that's a great point.
Yeah, and you know, I was also in conversation. It was on Clubhouse actually, and it was, I forget what the title of the room was, but pretty much in the room they were discussing how we don't have spaces to like get away, especially in these inner cities, which is also damaging to our mental health. We need nature. We need spaces that, you know, we can literally just be. And, you know, it's a lack of that. And I didn't even realize that, like what Brittany said, I didn't realize it was a need until I had it.
Yeah, for sure. So the reason that I mean, so you talk about Lost in the City. So I'm gonna just share a little bit about Creatives on Campus and just I think what makes this such a good partnership. And one, you know, Creatives on Campus, our whole mission is centered around cooperative space, right? So that's co-living, co-leading, co-learning. And when we first launched in 2017, we had a space that we were using. It was a family home, and you know, the space was being similarly used for Airbnb, but also used in different ways where different creators were able to come into this space and take advantage of using it for different purposes. But we moved from that space and we moved on, and other spaces that we had didn't offer the co-living piece. And so we were able in many ways to offer creatives and learners that cooperative piece with working and with creating and with learning, but not the living. And I think it brings it full circle now for this partnership because we're able to go back to that holistic, you know, mission. And it really is not enough. And I'm a testament of this. You know, I've had the opportunity to be immersed in a creative living community, in an artist living community. And it is not enough to just be in that space from 9 to 5, but then go back home potentially to an environment that doesn't foster creativity or doesn't foster wellness. It's just not enough, right? Like our environment really does matter, and what we do, and what we do, what we're able to produce, is probably a direct result based on the environment that we're in.
For sure.
So I'm trying to get the pictures you sent me loaded, and for whatever reason they're coming up in a weird format on my computer, but I did find one picture which takes us back to a couple of months back for an interview we had sat down and did even before Lost in the City with Creatives on Campus had even came about in the form of this partnership. And this was actually at our Camden hub. And it's again, to me, it's like seeing pictures like this. And there are some other ones, like I was telling you, I was on Facebook and I saw a video where you had interviewed me a couple of years ago, and just different things that keep like showing me that this is like coming full circle of us working together. So
alignment. Yeah,
Exactly.
even me starting my Airbnb, like, and having that space, I was inspired by you.
Mm.
You know what I mean, in the space that you had, and the spaces that you've created over the years. So that showed me that too. Like, wow, like having this is like it's super important.
Mm.
I didn't even realize, like I said, how important it was. Because I think sometimes we think that, you know, we're the only one who needs certain things or go through certain things, and
Mm.
then it turns out we all need it. We all need these spaces. So
Yes. So, I guess maybe just what do you think, with just where this project is now and a lot of the different plans we have moving forward, what are you most excited about with Lost in the City with Creators on Campus and just like what's to come?
I'm most excited about you know, being able to create other spaces.
Mhm.
I'm very excited about being able to have you know, housing, um, that, you know, we can house people, you know, more not permanently, but, you know, just on a grander scale in different cities all over, like different places. So I'm very excited for that because
Mhm.
that's to come.
Yeah, same. I agree with that, and I'm too excited just about like knowing that we're like right now we're starting in collaboration with other Airbnb hosts, with other individuals, churches, organizations who even universities who were able to partner with and share their spaces. But even just knowing that that's only the beginning and to be able to have future Lost in the City with Creators on Campus buildings, right, where we're able to house people at a whole nother level, right,
Yes.
where it's not just about the short-term stay, but they can come and live and just who knows, right, because it just housing is a thing that is never going away, right? We always are going to need a place to live.
Yep.
um, and in a pandemic, I think it's really important that we get more intentional and we get more creative with like, okay, if we know we're going to be in a house or in a space all day long, like if we don't get creative with what that looks like, then we're setting ourselves. We know what the future looks like from a mental health standpoint, right?
Yep.
We know what I know. I just from the last year of being quarantined, I know what it's been like for me. Gratefully, I've had the Camden space and I've had Lost in the City Philly to be immersed in. But even for the days where I just kind of go from my bed to my desk to the bathroom to the kitchen back to my bedroom, that starts to wear on me in a way that I can't explain.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so I think this is just a very forward thinking, pioneering, like just project that I'm very, very proud and excited to be a part of.
For sure. And it's, you know, as far as impact, I mean, it's impactful in so many different ways. But the biggest thing for me that is so exciting and, you know, what I'm passionate about is the fact that it is going to create and it has been creating generational wealth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because creativity, you know, if you're going to produce an income, and we're especially now, like we're definitely in a society that if you're not doing for yourself, if you're not creating and using your creativity, it's not going to look good for the future. So
Mm-hmm.
it's something that we all need to tap into, more so than ever before, and doing so, and you know, having spaces for that and for people to be able to create and come together and collaborate in different and create in different ways is super exciting to me, because I
Mm.
know that it's going to be crazy as far as generations to come.
Absolutely. So I know we have a few people on. If anybody has any questions or any comments, please feel free to just drop them in your chat if you're on YouTube watching or if you're on Facebook watching. Um, Angelique says, so glad you are highlighting the mental wellness aspects of having viable housing options. Absolutely. And Angelique is one of the people who was able to come and experience and actually see the house and experience the Lost in the City Philly project firsthand, and as a former higher education administrator and counselor and currently therapist, and the list goes on. She was able to really speak to the value of this project. And so thank you, Angie, for mentioning that. I mean, we can't not talk about mental wellness right now. Like,
oh yeah,
that's everything.
that's also an impact of this project, is solving mental health. So providing mental wellness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yes, thank you so much. Yes. Sherry, she is from Black and Brilliant Events.
That's Sherry. Hey, Sherry.
Yes, good to see you. Thank you for tuning in. So we want to just make sure we provide the ways in which you can learn more about the project, contribute to the project. Right now, within the description, you should see a link that will take you to our Spot Fund, which is our fundraising page. We have a very aggressive and ambitious goal that we are not shy about. We're not shy talking about, because it just is what it is. So for 2021, we have a $400,000 fundraising goal. We have already started receiving donations through our Spot Fund. We've been receiving donations through Cash App. We've been receiving PayPal, absolutely. So please, if you have heard anything tonight that really just, one, gives you some insight into what it is we're seeking to do, and maybe you're a person who can benefit yourself, like, don't hesitate to reach out to us. We are putting some things together. We're getting some things in motion so that we can be able to continue to bring people into these spaces. We right now, as we mentioned, we're working with the Philadelphia space, and we recently just added on a new space in Glassboro, New Jersey. There's another Airbnb host who has partnered. We just and Cherie, I didn't even tell you this, so this is new, but we even as of yesterday had a conversation, and not only are we going to be using that space and us putting the dollars and cents to rent the space, but this host has just saw the value of the program and is even now offering so many days per month that they're going to be freely sponsoring the space to creatives, to learners, to leaders to come and stay. And they see the impact of this project, because right now they've had several students rent this space who need housing. They have a medical student, I think that's coming next month, who's staying for like 5 weeks because they need temporary housing. And so even beyond this project, we're constantly being reminded of how important this is. So we are excited about that, and excited. We have other plans. We won't get too far ahead of ourselves because they're all unfolding, but we are intending to take this project to other cities.
Yes.
We are intending to partner with more hosts. We've had a conversation recently with a faith-based organization who volunteered a home that they have available in Germantown, and are willing to sponsor as a part of this project. We've had the support of even a university who, has been reaching out to us asking, what is this project? How can we be a part? Send us more information. Our students need this. So once again, please.
Politicians too.
Absolutely. Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So we are excited. We are just getting started. And again, we thank you for just taking some time to listen and learn more about this project and the impact of Lost in the City with Creators on Campus. Cherie, do you have anything more that you want to leave?
Um, just some last minute stuff. I'm like Brittany mentioned, monetary donations are cool, but also any way that you guys can share this out, that's just as good as a donation. Sharing it out. If you need more information, reach out to us. I'm sure neither one of us will have a problem with that. And like Brittany said, the link for the spot fund, also the deck that we went through is on that link as well. So it's a little bit more information there. We're super excited. This is major, y'all. Like it's something that's definitely needed in our community. So the more of us who can hop on board to contribute in any way that you can, this is going to be a game changer for us.
Absolutely. And I forgot to mention that we both, not only are we just putting this forward and asking for resources, we both have committed our own merchandise sales within our own for-profit businesses, offering a percentage of those proceeds to this program. So every time I'm selling services in my consulting businesses or I'm selling product or different things, a percentage of those funds I'm giving back to this project, because I'm never going to ask anybody to give with what I'm not giving myself.
Exactly. We're committed to funding this whole $400K if we have to.
Period.
It's happening regardless.
It's going to happen regardless. And we just want to give you the opportunity to be a part. Stay tuned. There's other events we have. We're currently in the works of planning an experience for the end of this month to just end Black History Month, as a way to celebrate and as a way to, again, bring more awareness to this issue and to not just the issue, but the solutions that we're putting forward. Follow us both on social media. And again, click that spot fund link, share more, to learn more. And then please, if nothing else, if you don't have anything to give, do us a favor and share the link out so that other people can learn about this project, this program, and the value and the impact that we are creating. Appreciate y'all. Have a great evening.
Bye, y'all. Thank you.